Good evening, I'm Don Black, and in this series I intend to take a closer than ever look at the singer-songwriter. I have chosen 6 very different performers, some seasoned ones and some pretty new ones, but all very individual. This is not intended as a forensic study of songwriting skills, more a light-hearted analysis of their particular crafts. Without songs there would be no music business, no artists, no producers, no nothing. The song is the source. Everything stems from a melody and a lyric. Tonight I'm going to look at the career of a unique talent, a very private person. Her albums are so infrequent that when they are finally released they become more of an unveiling. She sings, she writes and she produces her own records. She has only toured once in 18 years. When asked why, she said, "I just don't like all that attention." Well, whether she likes it or not, the spotlight this week falls on Kate Bush. There is a strong poetic element in Kate's work. She usually constructs the music and writes a general idea of the lyric and then goes away and spends ages polishing the words. She is passionate about getting those words right, and a lot of her ideas come from real-life scenarios. She read that in Victorian times, a wife would send her husband a love letter, but she wouldn't sign it. She would write it in a flirtatious and provocative way, as if she was his mistress. Well, a very dangerous thing to do, but what a great idea for a song. Ah yes, Kate Bush. Her most famous record shows just how brilliant she is. She takes an enormous book and in a few minutes condenses the story in such a concise and mysterious way that you want to hear it time and time again. And every time you do, it still sounds fresh.
You had a temper like my jealousy, too hard, too greedy. How could you leave me when I needed to possess you? I hated you, I loved you too. Bad dreams in the night. You told me I was going to lose the fight. Leave behind my walking through, walking through.
I met Kate just a few weeks ago. She told me that she had only seen one musical in her life. That was Godspell some 20 years ago, so I arranged for her to see Sunset Boulevard. The reason I mention this is because I was amazed that she was so amazed by it. Not just the show, but the orchestra, the lights, the costumes. We automatically assume that stars are used to opening nights, fancy parties, and hobnobbing with sophisticated friends. I think I can say that Kate is one of the most normal, ordinary megastars I have ever met. There is no side to her at all. No show business veneer. When I got home that evening, I wanted to remind myself of her talent, so I played some of her records, which just seemed to prove to me that her everyday exterior must belie deeper feelings. How else could she write so poignantly about loss and the memory we leave behind?
Some moments that I've had, some moments of pleasure. about us lying on a beach somewhere. I think about us diving off a rock into another moment.
I said that Kate is very normal, but there is nothing normal about her creativity. She seems to have her own signature on all her songs. No one else writes like her or sings like her. Maybe that's why her songs aren't covered by other artists. Her versions are the definitive ones. The next record is an interesting one because Kate didn't write it. George and Ira Gershwin did.
Someday he'll come along, the man I love, and he'll be big and strong, the man I love. And when he comes my way, I'll do my best to make him stay. He'll build a little home just meant for two, from which I'd never roam. Would you? And so all else above, I'm waiting for the man I love.
I asked Kate if she had a favourite singer, and she said her favourite is the blackbird and her second favourite is the thrush. Well, I told you she was different. I also asked her which one of her records she particularly liked, and she said Running Up That Hill. In the song, she says to her lover, I wish I could make a deal with God and get him to swap our places. Only then would you know how I feel.
It doesn't hurt me, Do you wanna feel how it feels? Do you wanna know that it doesn't hurt me? Do you wanna hear about the deal that they give you? It's you and me. And if only could, I'd make a deal with God, and I'd get him to swap our places. Be running up that road, be running up that hill, be running up that building. See if only could.
I hope we don't have to wait too long for another Kate Bush album. Meanwhile, it's comforting to know that no matter when the song was written or the record made, it never gets old. In fact, it improves with every hearing. Till next week, this is Don Black saying goodnight.